Hello, and thank you for joining me. So, this may be common knowledge, but to me it was new news. I got a flight to Belfast the other week and saw a rainbow from the plane at high altitude, but this rainbow was a full circle. Now, I didn't know this was a thing, so I looked it up. Whilst I always think of rainbows as a bow or an arc, showing the full spectrum of lights from red to blue or violet as the sunlight is reflected off the water drops, its full shape is actually a circle. Normally the Earth's surface or stuff in the foreground prevents us from seeing this, plus the rain that reflects the light is stopped by the ground from our viewpoint, so we only see the arc. Rainbows aren't physically real objects, of course, they'll move as you change your position. Each observer therefore sees their own unique rainbow, and I kind of love that. So sadly, finding a pot of gold at the end of one isn't possible. You don't have to be in a plane to see this full circle either. If you stand with your back to the sun, point the garden hose at your head on the ground, open the hose so its spray is wide and misty. You want the spray particles to be able to extend more than 42 degrees away from your line of sight in all directions, then you should be able to see the full circle. These optical phenomena have understandably spawned many myths throughout the millennia and seemingly across every single culture from my research. In Greek mythology, rainbows are the flight path of the goddess Iris as she's conveyed messages between heaven and earth. In Norse and other mythologies, the rainbow is the bridge to heaven, only attainable by the good and the virtuous. In Hindu, Indra, the god of thunder and war, uses the rainbow to shoot arrows of lightning. Rainbows don't always represent good. In Peru, you must close your mouth at the sight of a rainbow in order to avoid disease. And in Latvian legend, it's believed rainbows are alive and drink from rivers or lakes. So it's forbidden to approach a water source if there was a rainbow, or you might be swallowed by it. There are literally hundreds of these folklores around rainbows. For me, I just love that I learnt something new from them. We see the rainbow because as the light slows down, it passes through water droplets, but each wavelength of light slows down at differing amounts. So the original white light disperses as the red light exits at different degrees to the violet light, etc. They slow down differently also through different mediums. So slow down 25% through water apparently, through rain, but almost 60% through diamonds. The rainbow takes unified light and beautifully shows it in all its component parts. The fact that they're actually circles just makes them even more perfectly continuous too. With this in mind, it's easy to see why rainbows often represent joy and happiness, and why they've become the symbol and hope of hope and inclusion adopted by the LGBTQ plus community. Amazing things. Thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you see a rainbow.